A, yeah, and no installment in this case. We just want to pay. Okay, we want to pay, okay, 3 years from now. Okay, how much is going to we have to pay if we take this loan 30,000. Okay, so the N is 3. Okay, so the I, the annual interest is 12%. Okay, so this is the question asking us. Okay, so but they say determine the symbol used in engineering economy in this case. So we have shown the symbol here. Okay, but we have not solved yet. We have not solved. So if we want to write it in engineering economy, it means the meaning will be, we want to know what is the future. Okay, this is future. Tahun ketiga. Okay, we want to know the future given P. Okay, so the I is 12. Okay, the N is 3. Okay, the N is 3. So this is how we write it. Okay, so we want to know the future. We are given the present. Okay, the present worth is 30,000. Okay, there is formula to do that. Okay, so far. Okay, kenapa ni dah ada yang left ni? Okay, so far is it okay? You following? Yes, all right. Thank you, Aiman. Okay, so the question 2.2. Okay, question 2.2. Okay, question 2.2. Okay, 2.2 is saying that referring to example 2.1, how much will the cumulative value of the loan if growth rate is 12% and payment will be made every year for 3 years? Determine the symbol. Okay, so now the payment is not 3 years from now, but it's going to be payment is going to be, okay, every year for 3 years. Okay, so mana sekarang ni ada installment, installment 3 years. So now we are going to use A in this case. Okay, what is the A value for this? Okay, another way we can say that what is the A value? Okay, you want to know A, you are given the present value. Okay, the interest rate is 12% for the next 3 years. This is how we write it. Okay, we want to know what is the A value given the present value, 12% and 3 years. Okay. Okay, so we want to know what is the A value. Okay, now just knowing the symbol first, okay, before we solve this problem. So in terms of principal and growth, okay, principal, what is principal? Principal is the initial basic value of investment. So the basic value tadi lah, 30,000 tadi. So these are the principal. Okay, we call it principal. The growth is time value of money. Okay, so growth sama dengan future value minus initial value. Okay, so that is the growth. Okay, mungkin daripada 30,000 tadi kita terpaksa bayar 35,000 contohnya. So that the growth will be, okay, the future value contohnya 35K, okay, 35,000 minus 30K. This is just example. So the growth will be 5K. Right? So the growth also can be shown in terms of percentage. Okay, so growth in a unit time divide initial value. Dalam case just now 5K was the growth. Yeah, of course it has to be in unit time. Okay, but let's say 5K for that 1 year and then 30K also for 1 year. Okay, so multiply by 100. Okay, so it must be a unit time. Okay, this will be the growth lah. Okay, the growth rate. Okay, must be growth rate is by year. Okay, look at another example here. Ahmad made a loan 20,000 and is required to pay 21,000 1 year from now. What is the growth value and growth rate? Okay, the growth will be, okay, dia pinjam 20,000. Okay, dia bayar 21,000. So growth dia 1,000. Okay, the growth rate will be 1,000 divided by 20,000. So the growth will be 5%. Okay, 5% 1 year. Okay. Equivalence. Okay, what is equivalent? The value that is equal to another due to time value. For example, Ali deposit 1,000 in a bank now at the rate of 5%. Okay, after a year, he's going to get 1,050. Okay, so this is equivalence. Okay, equivalent. And 1,000 now will be equivalent to 1,050. Okay, macam you ambil PTPTN lah, ambil sekarang, dan kena bayar lebih kan. So this is how it works lah. Okay. So in this case, the growth is 50,000. Okay, 50,000. Sorry, $50 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, over 1 year, the growth is 50. Okay, so 5% growth. So this is what we call it equivalence. Okay, equivalent lah, kesetaraan. Simple and compound growth. Okay, we need to also understand what is simple growth and also the compound growth. Simple growth is calculated based only on the principal value. Okay, simple growth calculate based on principal value sahaja. Okay. Kalau contohnya di sini, what is the principal value? Kalau contohnya principal value tadi adalah 1,000, okay, unit time 1 year, the growth rate 5%. So the growth yang kita dapat tadi 50 lah. Okay, 50. So that is the growth. Okay, example, company provide loan facility for workers with payback scheme based on simple growth. Okay, simple growth. Determine amount owed by worker if he borrow 2,000 for 5 years at a growth rate of 10%. Okay, so kita nak tahu in 5 years this money at the growth rate of 10%. Okay, using simple growth, how much is going to cost? Okay? So this is how we can do it. Okay? So 10% maknanya every year extra 200. Okay, so the total for 5 years is going to be 200 by kali multiply by 5, 1,000. So this company, okay, we need to pay, okay, 3,000. The principalnya 2,000 saja. Okay, so dia punya bunganya 1,000. So you have to pay 3,000 at the growth rate of 10% per year. This is based on what we call it simple growth. Okay, simple growth. Compounded growth will be more severe, more severe. Lebih tinggi. Compounded growth will be lebih tinggi. Simple growth is just directly multiply for 5 years, 200 multiply 5, 1,000 in 5 years. Okay, compounded growth, okay, growth for each period based on the principal value and the total growth for the previous year. Okay, maksudnya kita dah ada principal tadi, okay, 3,000 dan campur lagi growth dia, okay, and then multiply lagi growth rate. Okay, contoh di sini, a client borrow 2,000 from a bank with a compounded growth of 10%. Remember kat sini compounded growth. Okay, bukan simple growth, compounded growth. Determine total amount he owes over 5 years. Okay, lepas 5 tahun, berapakah dia kena bayar? Tadi kita kata simple growth, okay, jumlah yang kena bayar adalah 1,000 in term of growth ataupun interest. Okay, 2,000 campur 1,000 jadi 3,000. Sekarang ni kita bukan simple growth tapi ada compounded growth. Okay, compounded growth. atas bunga tersebut ada bunga lagi. Okay. Okay. Okay, simple compounded growth. Okay. Example here, for year 1, okay, you borrow 2,000, okay, the gross is 10,000, so you will end up with 200. Okay, 200 as a gross lah. So what is accumulated at the end of year 1 is 2,000, okay, plus 200 going to be 2,200. Okay, 200, 2,200. What happened in year 2? Year 2, you ada 2,200 multiplied by 10%, dia akan dapat 220. So accumulatednya adalah 2,200, okay, 2,200, okay, plus, okay, 220, so akan jadi 2,420. Okay, ini adalah pada akhir tahun kedua. Akhir tahun ketiga, okay, kita dah ada hutang banyak ni, 2,420, 2,420, 10% growth, you're going to have the interest for that year adalah 242. Okay, this is 242. Okay, plus dengan apa yang sudah ada pada hujung tahun kedua yang lepas, 2420. So you're going to have, you need to pay 2662. Okay, this is compound. Okay, compound growth. Compound growth. Okay, macam bayar denda lah ni. Compound, compound. So the end of year 3, you ada 2662. Okay, apabila year 4 dah habis, 10% kena charge, you ada 2662. So this 662, okay, di akhir tahun ini, plus dengan yang bunga baru ni, okay, so dapat 2982. So mana sekarang ni, bunga ini kena juga bunga ke atas bunga dan bunga ke atas pokok. Okay, of course this is riba lah. Okay, kalau dalam Islam it's haram. So growth for year 5, okay, so you have this, you go to here, okay, 10%, you have 292. Okay, so apa yang you have at the end of year 4 plus new growth, akhirnya you have this one. Okay, so ingat you borrow 2,000 tadi. Okay, 2,000. Okay, now you have to pay 3, 2, 2, 1.02. Okay, so 1,221. Okay, so this is compounded growth. Okay, compared to single growth, simple growth, okay, simple growth, okay, you have to pay 3,000. Okay, you pinjam 2,000. Okay, hanya 1,000 sahaja growth. Okay, any question so far? Simple growth and compound growth. Okay, let me ask Hakim Rafi'i. Okay, what is the difference between simple growth and compound growth, Hakim?
Simple growth, kalau macam compound growth, dia akan ambil, dia akan tambah interest by year, macam dia akan renew the nilai interest tu macam 200-220 tu dia akan update based on total debt at the end of the year. So kalau simple growth tu dia akan, the rate of interest to stay, dia akan darab je dengan amount of year yang kita debt.
Okay. So yang mana lebih mahal? Compounded ke simple?
Compound.
Compounded. Okay, compounded ni maknanya di atas interest tadi ada lagi interest ke atasnya. Okay, bukan ke atas principal sahaja. Principal was 2,000. Okay, kalau simple growth dia hanya ambil kadarnya ke atas principal asal sahaja. Kalau compounded growth, okay, kita ada principal campur growth tadi ataupun interest. Lepas tu untuk tahun seterusnya adalah principal campur dengan growth tadi, ke atas jumlah tersebut dikenakan interest lagi. Okay, mana bukan pada principal sahaja tetapi juga dikenakan kepada interest tersebut juga. Okay. So,
Doktor, kalau loan kereta tu macam mana? Dia simple ke compound?
biasanya
Loan kereta.
compound. Biasanya compound. You kena tengok term yang diberikan lah. Sebab bank pun ada dia punya marketing strategi masing-masing. Tapi biasanya compound lah. Compound. You lambat bayar you kena juga denda ke atas pokok dan juga pada interest tersebut. Sebab itulah there is alternative now, Islamic banking. Okay, Islamic banking di mana sometimes you have to be careful juga. Islamic banking pun kadang-kadang end up dengan paying more, but you have to be careful term yang dipersetujui sebab dia kena mengikut hukum dia kan. Riba itu memang haram lah. Tapi kat situ ada akad persetujuan dan sebagainya. Okay, so interest to interest is haram sebenarnya. Interest ke atas interest. Okay, very clear on that. Tetapi itulah apa yang berlaku dalam capitalist system. Yang kaya terus kaya, yang miskin akan terus miskin. Okay, so jadi whatever it is we have to understand lah what is happening. You pergi bank minta duit nak beli rumah, nak beli kereta, inilah apa yang berlaku. Ini apa yang berlaku. Bank dah lah kaya, okay, semakin kaya. Okay, so jadi why we study this? You have to understand this. This is what happening. This is what happening. You want to invest money, you want to buy, to make a project. Okay, we don't have money to finance the project. We have to go to bank to finance the project. Okay, we have to understand how the bank is charging us. Okay, so if we want to minimize the growth ataupun interest tadi, kita jangan banyak berhutang lah. Okay, berhutang ni sebenarnya tak bagus. Tapi dalam kes bisnes, kita perlu berhutang sebab tak cukup duit nak buat projek besar-besar. So jadi we need to know how to finance the project lah. So jadi sometimes we get payment from the buyer, mungkin they put deposit, that deposit is used for rolling your projects. So instead of getting money 100% from bank, partially your project is financed by the clients lah, through progress payment dan sebagainya. Okay, so let's just look into it more detail. So jadi apa yang tanya tadi, apa loan kereta sebagainya, yes, this is what happening lah. They are using, some bank is using compounding. Kalau you go to Islamic bank, mungkin dia guna cara lain lah. Dia guna cara lain. You beli harga yang dibeli itu telah ditetapkan di awalnya. You buat akad, you bersetuju dan sebagainya. Okay, let me continue with this slide. Okay, simple and compounding growth. Okay, kita dah bincang tadi apa yang saya tunjukkan di sini. Perbezaan kalau compounding tu memang mahal lah berbanding dengan simple growth. Okay, so ada juga yang meletakkan growth ini sebagai apa dia panggil servis bayaran perkhidmatan. Betul jugalah sebab dia nak run the company, nak sewa office, mesti kena ada bayaran lah. Okay, tetapi dia sepatutnya tidak menyeksa ataupun memberi bebanan yang berat, berlebihan yang tak sepatutnya kepada peminjam lah. Okay, service. Kalau kita dengar tu ada service charge. Okay, you pinjam ayat ni, dia beri charge yuran perkhidmatan contohnya. So that's one way to look in this aspect rather than putting the interest rate. Okay, especially dalam compounding ni. Compounding. Orang yang berhutang biasanya dia tak ada wang, dia berhutang untuk keperluan mungkin kehidupan dia adalah dia miskin, kita dendakan dia lagi atas itu yang menjadi hukumnya yang tak halal tu. Okay, orang miskin terus ditindas. Okay, the method of calculating growth rate has an impact on the value accumulated at the end of year. Okay, method sama ada simple growth atau compounded growth. So dia memberi kesan kepada nilai di akhir tempoh. Okay, this is what we call it cash flow diagram. So biasanya kita akan letak dalam cash flow diagram macam ni. Ini adalah graphical representation of cash flow ataupun aliran tunai. Okay, dalam time scale. You have masa di sini. Okay, dan anak panah ini menunjukkan bayaran. Contohnya tadi kita membuat pinjaman 2,000. P is 2,000. Okay, what will be the value in 4 years? Okay, this is the future value. Okay, kalau kita tulis dalam mathematically, kita kata I want to know the future value pada akhir tahun keempat. Okay, so where I got it, where I have the present value. Okay, I want to know the future. I'm given the present value. Okay, I will have my interest and the time period. Okay, so dalam case ni saya nak tahu future value. Okay, principal adalah ataupun present worth 2,000. Okay, so apakah I yang diberikan interest rate? Okay, katakan 10% lah sebagai contoh 10%. Dan N ni adalah 4. Okay, N 4. So this how we write it in term of factor. Okay, this is dalam graphical. Dalam kes ini ada installment. Di akhir katakan pada akhir tahun pertama tu, which is dalam sini 0 to 1, the end of first year lah, kita bayar satu installment. Okay, lepas tu kita bayar lagi second installment, third installment dan fourth installment. So A di sini lah macam installment lah. Okay, so instead of kita menerima bayaran di akhir tempoh 4 tahun, kita menerima installment. Pun macam itulah kita beli kereta kan, installment every month contohnya. Okay, so akhirnya kita selesaikan hutang ini. Okay, so dalam kes ini kita tulis, okay, we want to know what amount of installment that we need to pay. Okay, given P, okay, of course I and N. Okay, so ini cara kita menulis okay, of course di luar sini ada dia punya okay, saya akan tunjuk contoh lagi. Ini sebenarnya memberikan faktor dia, Okay, dia punya term tu, okay, mungkin saya tunjukkan. Okay, this is the term. Kita kena masukkan di sini di luar yang ini adalah di dalam. Ini adalah faktor. Kita akan gunakan formula ataupun gunakan jadual. Okay, so jadi apa yang saya tunjukkan tadi, kita kena masukkan dalam kes ini, kita kena masukkan okay, kalau kita nak tahu what is the value of A, okay, so kita akan masukkan P di sinilah. Okay, yang dalam ini adalah faktor. Okay, faktor yang kita boleh dapatkan daripada formula. So begitu juga di sini. Okay, di sini pun kita akan ada nilai P-nya. Okay, yang kita nak tahu ialah the future value. Okay, future value. Okay, this is more on diagram here, okay, showing this flow diagram. Okay, remember, ini ialah yang kita, ya arrow ini memain peranan juga, arrow ke atas atau ke bawah. So ini yang kita pinjam, ini yang kita bayar lah. Kita pinjam dan kita bayar. Okay. Ataupun ini bayar installment, iaitu installment annual ataupun annual payment. Okay, di sini adalah hutang sekarang ataupun kita invest sekarang, how much we going to get in 5 years. Okay, you invest 500. Okay, masuk ASB ke ASN ke ataupun masuk mana-mana tabung. Okay, letak dalam bank, fixed deposit. Okay, after 5 years, how much you should get. Okay, that's another way. So the bank will use the money to make investment, make business dan sebagainya. So you should be able to get dividends on that lah. Okay. So what should be the present value if you invest? You want to get 7,700 at the end. Okay. So this can be used for your personal financing planning. Okay. Also we have also a cash flow diagram yang berbentuk macam ni. This is gradient. Okay, we use gradient. Di mana rate-nya tidak sama. Rate-nya increasing. Okay, the rate is increasing. Okay, kalau this is A, okay, this is gradient lah, dia meningkat. Okay, kadar yang meningkat. Okay, so you have the P value kat sini. So what will be the value of the end of that period contohnya. Okay, okay, I think it's time for us to break. Okay, can we take 10-minute breaks and I continue? Okay, thank you. Ahzad, thank you. Okay, 10-minute breaks and I continue with the other techniques for this engineering economy. Okay, boleh kita sambung? Hello.
Boleh sir.
Okay, so saya tunjuk di atas skrin tu adalah e-book. E-book. Okay, saya dah masukkan e-book ni dalam WhatsApp. So I hope everyone will download that. Okay, dalam chapter 2 on this e-book, how time and interest affect money. Okay. So ada orang katakan apa ni? Time is money kan. Sekarang ni macam mana money itu dipengaruhi oleh masa. Okay. Oleh masa. Factor how time and interest affect money. So sekarang kita nak tengok factors. Okay. Factors. Bermaksud factor di sini adalah seperti yang saya sebut tadi lah. Kalau kita nak tahu what is the future value given the present value. Okay. What is the installment if given the down payment P itu. Okay. Atau kita nak tahu, okay, you want to get a value of money in the future. Okay. How much you should invest contohnya. Okay. So these are some of the basics lah. Right. So these are the factors. Okay, the factors yang kita kata F over P. Okay, F over P dan P over F. This is just a reverse, just a reverse saja. Factors. Okay. So and we have P over A ataupun A over P. Kita balik the present value, and then so we want to know the present value if we make the payment of installment. Okay. Mana lebih baik, nak bayar installment ke nak bayar cash sekarang? Okay, mungkin kita nak beli barang. Okay, mungkin kedai kata okay boleh bayar installment atau you boleh bayar cash now for the total cost. Okay, so kita boleh buat penilaian. Okay, if you make installment, how much every year? And if you pay now, how much? Okay, so this is P over A. A ini sebenarnya merujuk kepada annual payment. Ataupun kita nak tahu how much it will be the future cost, okay, the future value of money if we make installment. Okay, ataupun kita nak tahu what should be the equivalence of annual payment, okay, given that the amount of money in the future. Okay, so of course there are other things lah yang kita tengok kemudian gradient. Saya dah introduce tadi gradient, okay, and so on. Okay, okay, let's look at this again with more example. Single amount factor. Okay, so if you want to know the future value, okay, future value F1 maksudnya the future value at the end of year 1 equal to principal campur dengan principal kali dengan growth rate tadilah, growth rate. I is growth rate. Okay, the growth rate ataupun interest rate. Okay, I is interest rate per year. Okay, per year. So this formula kalau kita permudahkan dia akan menjadi okay, P dalam bracket 1 plus I. Okay, 1 plus I. So kalau kita nak tahu what is the value in the future, okay, untuk selepas setahun, okay, selepas setahun, F1 di sinilah. Okay, 1 tu mana setahun mana kita kalikan P 1 plus I. Okay. Jadi kalau kita membuat pinjaman sebagai contohnya 1,000 pergi kat PTPTN nak 1,000 nak makan untuk belanja harian pocket money, okay, so ataupun pergi bank, okay, buat pinjaman, bank kata okay interest rate is 8%, okay, 0.08, okay, so at the end of 1 year this amount that you have to pay which is 1,000 multiplied by 1.08. Jadi berapa tu selepas tahun? Berapa kena bayar? Okay, put in chat box ataupun you can switch on your mic. Okay, 1080. Okay, Iman, thank you. Okay, Nazrin bersama, betul. Okay, di akhir tahun 1, you kena bayar RM80 extra. Okay, sebab bab pinjaman tadi. Okay, kepada tahun yang kedua, okay, di akhir tahun kedua, okay, mungkin kita tak ada wang lagi nak bayar. Okay, kalau kita kata nak bayar pada tahun kedua, okay, the future value at the second year, okay, dia akan jadi this formula lah. F1 campur F1I. Okay, F1 campur F1I di sini. Okay, kalau kita go back to the root of the formula tadi, F1 sama dengan P1 plus I. Okay, dan sekarang ni untuk yang ini P1 plus I multiply by I pula. Okay, sebab this is the F1. This is F1. This is F1. F1 multiply pula dengan I. Okay, so kita selesaikan permudahkan rumus ini, akhirnya kita akan dapat this formula. Okay, kita akan dapat this formula F2 sama dengan P1 plus I to the power of 2. Okay, so jadi P1 plus I, the interest, okay, okay, so 2 di situ. Okay, 2. So yang dalam kes ni 1000, okay, 1.08 to the power of 2. So berapa kena bayar di akhir tahun kedua? Okay, 116.6.4 Nur Aisyah, tenants, okay, I assume this is correct. So jadi kita dapati bahawa 166.4. Okay, so jadi nak bayar bunga lebih, pinjam 1000 saja. Okay, jadi kalau kita nak tahu tahun yang kelima katakan, okay, kita boleh generalize this formula. Kita kata tahun kelima, okay, baru lepas kerja setahun baru nak bayar. Okay, ambil 1000, nak beli komputer katakan, okay, 5 tahun belajar belajar UTM 4 tahun, okay, setelah setahun kerja baru nak bayar. Okay, so jadi kita pun boleh buat kira-kira lah sini. Okay, 08. Okay, jadi yang di sini ni terus masuk 5. Okay, sebab this is N. Berapa kena bayar tu? 5 tahun. Okay, tahun kelima Nur Aisyah. Okay, Balkis, very good. Okay, 1, 4, 6, 9.32. Okay, kita tengok orang kaya senang nak buat duit bagi pinjaman lepas 5 tahun dah dapat 469. Okay, so jadi sebenarnya formula ini boleh dipermudahkan menjadi Fn equal to 100. Sorry, kalau saya generalize the formula, okay, generalize this formula, so saya akan jadikan formula ini sebagai P, the principal, 1 plus I, okay, multiplied by N. Okay, these are the formula that you should understand. Okay, Fn P, 1 minus I plus N. Okay, kalau kita tak nak guna formula, kita sebenarnya boleh menggunakan table. Okay, kalau you go back to, remember this is page 60. Saya nak pergi, saya tak pasti berapa muka surat buku ni. Di akhir buku ni, e-books ni sebenarnya ada jadual. Dia telah membantu kita, okay, untuk melihat faktor tersebut. Tetapi biasanya dalam ujian kita tak bagi jadual lah, kita bagi formula. You have to select the formula. Sebenarnya sudah ada jadual di belakang e-books ini. Okay, pada interest rate 8% tadi 8%. Okay, 8%. Kita dapat sini this is dalam table 13 at the end of your books. At the rate of 8%. Okay, which formula kita nak pilih ni? F over P, P over F, A over F. Okay, is single payment. Okay, 5 tahun, 5 tahun. Is 5 tahun. Okay, at the rate of I equal 8%. Faktor yang kita kira tadi, okay, 1.4693. Okay, semua boleh nampak ke? Okay, so sebab itulah kadang-kadang kita pergi bank, dia dah buat jadual, dia dah ada jadual ni. Okay, so 1.4693. Okay, ataupun kita gunakan formula yang saya tunjuk tadi di muka surat 60 tadi kan. Okay, sama juga kita dapat nilai ni. Kita 1469.3. Okay, we use this formula. Okay, this is compound amount, is single payment. Okay, compound amount. So, but anyway, for your purpose of your test, your exam, you need to use the formula. Okay, but in practice, you can use this table lah, cepat. Ataupun boleh guna Excel. Okay, Excel sebenarnya ada function, financial function. Okay, Excel. Okay, the Excel pun ada. Okay, the Excel. But for you, you must familiar using the formula. Okay, familiar using formula. So now kalau pergi bank nak tahu offer kita nak buat pinjaman dan sebagainya, kita boleh kira lah. Dia tak boleh kelentong lagi lah. Kita pun dah faham kan. Okay, kalau nak buat pinjaman, nak beli komputer, kita boleh tahu. Okay, kita boleh estimate berapa nak bayar. Dan begitu juga nak bayar pinjaman PTPN pun dah boleh kira sekarang ni. Okay, what is the future value for your loan? Okay, for your pinjaman, okay, with the current value. Kalau lambat bayar, lagi banyak kena bayar. Okay, lagi banyak kena bayar. So jadi kalau boleh, elaklah membuat pinjaman yang tak diperlukan. Okay. Alright, so I move on to tadi page 60. Okay, dan page number tak sama. Okay, 60 lebih tadi. Alright, so I think we are somewhere kat mana sini Yes. Okay, so I hope everyone clear on this. Future value for the present value. So if we put this in terms of diagram, kita akan buat macam ni lah. Cash flow diagram. Okay, cash flow diagram for single payment value. Find F given P. Okay, this is find F given P. And this anak panah ke bawah. Okay, anak panahnya ke bawah. Sebab duit ni masuk dalam poket kita. Okay. So jadi dia ke bawah lah ni. Okay. So the future ke atas. Okay. So this biasa kita tulis macam ni. What is I is given. So jadi you start with 0. Remember that P is always 0. P is always 0. Okay. So this is the end value lah. End value. So you have 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 dan seterusnya lah. Okay, bila case di mana kita nak tahu if F is given. Okay, mungkin you kata okay, dalam 5 tahun lagi saya nak duit sebanyak 50,000. Okay, 5 tahun lagi baru nak kahwin. Okay, sekarang saya kena simpan berapa? Dalam ESB ataupun dalam mana-mana tabung lah. Pun boleh juga. Okay, I want 50,000 for my wedding. Okay, after I graduate, I want to work 2 years. Okay, maybe you kata okay 3 years, 5 years. Okay, now okay, mereka 3 tahun daripada sekarang. Okay, I want 50,000. How much should I save my money? Okay, so that you get 50,000 at the end. So this is what we get. Okay, find the P given the amount that you want to achieve. Okay, you nak 50,000, sekarang kena ada berapa? Sempat tak? Okay, kata sempat. Okay, lepas 5 tahun cukup tak 50,000? So you either increase the time ataupun you kata okay, I want to invest in a better investment lah. Mungkin tak fixed deposit, mungkin tak berapa bagus pulangannya, mungkin nak beli saham di mana-mana yang lebih pulangan yang lebih baik. Okay, nak gunakan mungkin katakan bank rakyat. Okay, can give 15% dividend. Okay, you go and put the money there. Ataupun kata okay, I want to put it in PSN. Okay, maybe the return is uncertain. Can be 8%, can be 6%. or you go to tabung haji, maybe get the 4%, 5%. Okay, if you are lucky, you can get Bank Rakyat, which is higher return, but to buy that share ataupun investment is not always available. Okay, or you can invest in other business lah. Mungkin ada kawan-kawan atau saudara yang buat bisnes, dia kata, okay, you invest with me, I give you 20%. Okay, that will be higher return and lebih cepat lah nak kumpul 50,000 lagi tadi tu. Okay, with the amount that you have now. Okay, this is what we call find the P given F. Okay, you nak capai berapa your target, and then you should know how much you should get now, how many years, and then what is the I. Right? So this is what I've just explained earlier. The formula that you should be familiar now is this formula. Okay, this formula, generalized formula. Okay. All right. So if we want to know the P given F, this is the opposite. The opposite of this. The opposite of this. This is the formula. Yeah. Okay. We want to know how much we should get the money now. If you want to get the future, okay, kata contoh saya tadi, 3 tahun, 5 tahun sekarang nak dapat 50,000. Okay, kerana apa? Belanja nak bayar kahwin. Okay, sekarang berapa perlu ada duit. Okay, and then this formula is 1 over 1 plus I divided by N. So this is just a reverse of this. Reverse of this. Just reverse. If you see here, okay, this is exactly the same, except this kita tukar daripada P jadi F, dari sini jadi minus. Okay, so this, remember this formula. Okay, please write down in your short note. P equal to F. Okay, the factor inside adalah 1 over 1 plus I to the power of N. Okay, power of N. Denominator, denominator. Okay, dia berbeza dengan tadi. Sebelum tadi F sama dengan P 1 plus I to the power of N. Okay, so dalam kes ini ialah kita nak tahu the present value, di sini nak tahu future value. Okay. Okay, any question sampai situ? Okay, please respond to chat box ataupun to your voice mic. Alright, any questions so far? Okay, so now using this notation, okay, we want to know the future given the P value at 6%, okay, for 20 years. Okay, this meaning is what is the amount F accumulated in 20 period. Okay, mana kalau unit period adalah year, 20 years lah. If the interest rate is 6% per period, if P is given. Okay, so this table summarizes what we have discussed just now. Okay, if you want to use Excel, you can use this function, FV, I, N over P, okay, and so on. Okay. Okay, if you use Excel spreadsheet, okay, you find for this formula FV, future value, the interest, the period, and the P value. Okay, if you want to find the P, okay, if you want to find the amount of P, okay, so you go to PV. If present amount P is determined using PV function with this format, okay, this is what spreadsheet is using. Okay, let's look at this example. Sandy, a manufacturing engineer, just received a 1-year bonus. Okay, dah kerja setahun dapat bonus. So, got a bonus and okay, 10,000 bonus, and that will be invested immediately. Okay, okay, dia bagus nak invest. Dia bukannya tukar kereta, boleh dapat bonus. Semua orang tukar kereta dulu. Okay, with the expectation of earning at the rate of 8% per year, Sandy hoped that to take the entire amount out exactly 20 years. Okay, so dia, oh ni bagus ni, 20 tahun lagi baru nak pergi vacation ni. Lama sangat ni. Okay, when the oldest daughter is due to graduate. Oh, I see. Okay. So tunggu anak graduate dulu baru nak pergi family vacation. Find amount of fund that will be available in 20 years by using hand solution, applying the factor formula and tabulated data and spreadsheet function. Okay. So what we need to do, we know the P value is 10,000. We want to know what is F. Okay, given interest or growth rate 8% per year for the duration of 20 years. Okay, so what you need to do, you can put in this formula. Okay, the basic formula here, P1 plus IN. Okay, and then we see, wow, after 20 years you got 46,000 out of 10,000. Okay, from 10,000 boleh dapat 46,000. Okay, so if you go back to your table, factor table at the end of your books, you get the same thing. Okay, the P 10,000, this is 4.6610 is from the table, you get the same answer. Okay, for the quick exercise, okay, I want everyone to try, and then you put your answer in your chat box. Okay, let's say the P value is 8,000. Okay, P value 8,000. Okay, we want to know what is the future value. Okay, given the interest rate 7%. Okay, and nya adalah let's say 8 tahun, 8 years. Okay, can everyone try? Okay, I want to know what is the F value. Okay, ada yang dapat 13,745. Okay, sama ke? Okay, 13,745.489. You can try also using table, or you can also try using Excel. Right? So I hope that this one is clear, everyone. Okay, okay, this is another example here, cement factory. Okay, cement factory, cement factory. So Houston American cement factory will require investment of 200 million. Okay, so now this is coming back to engineering. Your company want to invest 200 million to construct a cement factory. Delay beyond the anticipated implementation year 2012 will require additional money to construct the factory. Okay, kalau lambat buat kilang ni kena tambah wang. Okay, kalau buat sekarang 200 juta. Okay, assuming sekarang adalah 2012 lah. Okay, sebenarnya ni dah 8 tahun 9 tahun lepas. Assuming the cost of money is 10,000. So now, is it better to put money in a bank or invest somewhere, or invest this money to build a cement factory? Okay, engineer has to make decisions. That's why you need to learn engineering economy. Okay, you need to learn economy because you need to make decision either to build this factory or not. So compound interest. So now you dah tahu compound interest tu apa. Compound interest tu lebih menyiksa daripada simple interest lah. Okay, use both tabulated factor value and spreadsheet function to determine the following for board of director of this Brazilian company. Okay, katakan kita tak nak guna table, kita nak guna formula. Okay, so you need to plan and to develop. Okay, that need to advise the board of director to make decision. The equivalent investment needed if the plant is built. Okay, kita kata tak nak buat 2012, nak buat dalam 2015. Okay, sebab kita tak ready. Okay, what will be the investment. Okay, the investment pada 2015. Okay, apa maksud di situ? Okay, anyone? Okay, kita kata equivalent investment. Kita nak cari apa ni? Nak cari apa? P ke apa? Okay, we want to find the future value of what? What is F? F what? 2012 sekarang, 2015. F apa? F3, correct. Okay, we want to find the F3. Sama dengan apa? Sama dengan present. Okay, present always zero, P0. Okay, 1 plus I. Okay, pada 3 tahun daripada sekarang. So, kita ada 200 juta. Okay, 1 campur 10, which is 0.1. Okay, 3 tahun daripada sekarang. How much it will cost kalau kita delay 3 tahun? Okay, 266 juta. Okay, so much money. 3 tahun delay, 266 juta, 0.2. Okay, so now we have to ask, do we have this money? 266, 3 years from now. What should I do it now? Okay, so now you can advise the board of director. If you delay, you have to find extra 66.2 million. Okay, so this is what happened now. Okay, so if we do it now, this amount. Okay, if you want to do it future, this is the amount. Okay, 266 here. Okay, so we have done this tabulation. Okay, same. Kita dapat benda yang sama. Okay, I hope everyone follow. If you don't follow, please let me know. Okay, if you don't follow now, the rest will be more confusing for you. All right, so the second question is asking the equivalent investment needed had the plan been constructed in year 2008. Okay, katakan sekarang dia kata okay, kalau kita invest dululah tahun 2008, 4 tahun lepas, we should, how much that the money that required by that time, kalau 4 tahun lepas, lebih awal. Okay, so this is what we show here in this diagram. Okay, if that was done 4 years earlier, okay, sekarang 2012, this is now, which is 0 here. Kalau kita invest 4 tahun lepas, how much actually it will cost us? Okay, so maknanya kita nak tahu P, okay, minus 4 years earlier. Okay, 4 years earlier. So, and this value akan jadi the future lah. Dia akan jadi the future walaupun dia 0 sebab kita nak tahu the present of this minus 4. So this is what we get. The present of P minus 04, okay, P minus 04, okay, which is 4 tahun lepas lah. So what is the future? Okay, the future, which is already the future, which is now, which is 200. Kita lihat ini sebagai future lah. Kita lihat sebagai future kerana kita berada di masa yang lepas. Okay, so 200. So we want to know what is the value of P given the future. Okay, P sekarang ni P minus 4. So that 200 multiply 5 with the factor lah. The factor. So factor ini adalah P over F. Okay, P given F. P given F, we want to know the P which is given F. Okay, the formulanya adalah, okay, the P given F. Okay, if you still remember, these are the formula P given F. Okay, this formula. Okay, we ada minus kat situ. Okay, minus kat situ. P equal to this formula. You want to know the present, okay, which is just now it was P minus F. Sorry, P minus 4. Okay, the F is, which is the present time lah. Okay, P0 tadi kan, dalam case kita nak tahu harga 4 tahun lepas. Okay, I, dan di sini adalah minus N. Okay, So ini formula ini adalah sama dengan formula ini. Formula ini. Sama dengan formula ini. Where you have this formula. This one. 1 plus I minus, ataupun sama dengan 1 over, 1 over, 1 minus. So bila kita ada minus n, kita boleh buat 1 over lah. Alright, so okay, so I think I've done this part. Okay, this one kita dah tahu tadi lah, formula 1, sini 1 plus, how many percent tadi? 10%, 0.1. Okay, kita ada berapa tahun? 4 tahun. 4 tahun. Okay, so this is what we get here. So kita just multiply lah. So sebenarnya kita hanya memerlukan 136 million. 136.6 million sahaja. Okay, kalau kita dah buat 4 tahun lepas. Okay. Alright, can I move on to what we call it present worth factor with uniform series, which is A, which is installment payment, A. Okay, we have here what we call it capital recovery factor, P over A ataupun A over P. Okay, A is uniform series. Okay, uniform series. Mana kita bayar macam bayar installment lah. Okay, can I move on? Anyone have any question? Semua senyap ni? Okay, please respond. Okay, clear. Okay, Fahmi. Okay, good. Okay, Shafiq. Okay. Alright, so please pay attention to this topic, engineering economy, because I am not sure whether you will see this again or not. Mungkin dalam engineering management tu pun depend lah, belajar yang mana satu sebab different versions kan ada. Okay, so engineering economy is one of the requirement, yang di stated by Board of Engineers untuk dapat akreditasi. You must learn, engineering student must learn engineering economy. Okay, so we claim that we do it in engineering, industrial engineering. Okay, so industrial engineering cover this. Okay, so at least you are familiar when talking about getting funding from bank for the project and so on. Okay, let's see the series. The series. Okay, and also I would like you to use this in your group projects. If you look at the guideline, you need to use this engineering economy in making decisions. To buy equipment, to know how much money that you need to have, for product, for what you call it, proceed with your, let's say, planning for new product, new production. Okay, so uniform series. Okay, this is a present worth factor. Uniform series present worth factor and recovering factor. Okay, recovering factor. Recovering factor maksudnya di sini adalah we recover the investment. Okay, we try to recover. Kita nak tahu bayaran bulanan ataupun tahunannya berapa setelah kita invest certain amount of principal. Okay, ataupun kita nak tahu, okay, this and the second one tu namanya recovery, recovery factor. Ataupun kita nak tahu uniform series. This is what we want to know, the A. Okay, we want to know the P, uniform series present worth, and what is the, we want to know the P, okay, given the uniform series of A. Okay, so this formula, okay, it is where we get, okay, P equal to A 1 over 1 plus I to the power of 1, okay, for the period 1. This is for the second, third, and so on, and so on. So finally, if we solve this, Okay, we solve this, finally you will get this one. Okay, we will provide the formula. Kalau dalam test like exam, we will provide the formula. Okay, finally you will get this. Okay, how this is derived? Okay, this is from the above lah. Okay, so what you need to know is the last formula. Okay, the last formula, we want to know what is present value given the installment. Given the installment, so it's given by 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1. Okay, divide by I multiplied by 1 plus I to the power of n. What is I? Okay, what is I? Okay, let me ask. Whether, okay, Abdul Muaz, what is I? Muaz, are you there? Okay, yes, correct. It's a growth, right? It's a growth rate. Okay, ataupun interest lah. Okay. Okay, so now we see that the term in the bracket, okay, this bracket here is actually the conversion factor. Okay, conversion factor ataupun panggil juga uniform series present worth factor. Di mana kita boleh dapat daripada jadual di belakang ataupun boleh juga dapat daripada Excel atau menggunakan formula ini. Okay. So PA factor, okay, PA factor calculated the equivalent P value in year 0. Jadi kalau kita nak tahu equivalent value, remember this term yang digunakan di sini, equivalent. Okay, equivalent. Equivalent maknanya nilai yang sama lah. Equivalent, kesetaraan. Nilai yang setara. Nilai P yang setara sekiranya kita membuat bayaran secara ansuran setiap tahun bagi tempoh masa N. Okay, what is the equivalent value? So itu maksudnya. Okay. So P over A factor is calculated, is used to calculate the equivalent P value. Okay, P. Apabila kita kata P over A, bermaksudnya yang kita tak tahu adalah P. P ini yang kita tidak tahu. Okay, samalah sebelum ini ya. P yang tidak tahu, A yang kita tahu. Okay. Alright, kalau we put it in term of diagram, okay. So this is the money flowing out from your pocket. Okay, this money is flowing out from your pocket. Okay, so the A is flowing out, okay, going, kita ada negatif kat sini, yang kita nak tahu P itu, dia punya equivalent P value lah, telah diberi bayaran, okay, kita buat bayaran ya, bayaran A, di sini A, what is equivalent P, okay. So this is cash flow diagram. Kalau kita kata cash flow diagram, inilah bentuknya cash flow diagram. Kita buat broken lines ini kerana mungkin tempohnya panjang lah, mungkin tak possible nak draw semua masa kan. Jadi sebab dia repeating saja. So this is P given uniform A series dan B adalah graf ini menunjukkan kita nak tahu, okay, what should be the A, okay, what is the A value if P is given. Okay, just reverse sajalah. It's just a reverse. Okay, kita nak tahu what is the value of, okay, what is the value of A if P is given. Okay, kalau di sini kita nak tahu value of P, A is given. Okay, dari segi, okay, kalau tengok buku ni dia pakai arrow tebal tu, apa nak tahulah. Okay, you nak buat one arrow pun tak apa sebenarnya, tak masalah. Okay, okay, so this is yang nak diketahui. Apakah nilai A, bayaran installment, sekiranya kita dah tahu nilai P nya sekarang. Okay. So itulah konsep yang digunakan dalam kita panggil cash flow diagram. And the formula ini boleh diringkaskan, okay, this PA and AP factor ni boleh diringkaskan seperti berikut. Okay, dalam sini 1 plus I n minus 1, this is P over A ataupun A over P ya. A over P. So apa yang kamu perhatikan di sini ya? Apa yang kamu perhatikan di sini? Ada kesamaan tak formula ni? Okay, Irene Musliha. Okay, what do you observe from this formula?
Dia punya denominator dia terbalik.
Terbalik sahaja kan? Okay, terbalik sahaja. Okay, dia terbalik saja. Benda yang sama saja. Kalau sebelum di atas, sekarang berada di bawah. Okay. Yang ini Bila mari sini, dia duduk sini. Okay, itu saja. Okay, so jadi sebenarnya tak susah lah. Okay, tak susah tak susah. Jadi cuba kita tengok. Kalau kita nak menggunakan Excel, okay, this is a spreadsheet function. You go to Excel, cari that financial function. Okay, ini dia punya formula lah Excel lah. Okay, especially kalau you buat dalam group projects, you boleh guna Excel lah. Okay, boleh guna Excel. Sebab nak kira mungkin makan masa yang lebih lama. Tapi make sure you understand before you use the Excel lah. Okay, look at the example lah. How much money should you be willing to pay? Okay, how much money you should be willing to pay for a guarantee 600 per year for 9 years starting next year. Okay, the return rate of 16% per year. Okay, you nak dapatkan duit, okay, setiap tahun 600 selama 900. Okay, berapa duit yang perlu kita laburkan? Okay, ni macam beli skim, apa kita panggil skim pencen lah. Okay, skim pencen, kita nak invest sekarang berapa supaya masa pencen nanti adalah income. Okay, macam ada income. So, berapa yang perlu kita ada? Okay, the cash flow, okay, ditunjukkan dalam rajah 4.2. Okay, so we want to get, okay, every year 600. Okay, dia punya growth rate 16% untuk 9 tahun. 9 tahun ni every year nak dapat 600. Okay, jadi berapa pokok yang saya perlu letakkan, okay, dalam investment saya. Okay, how we write this? We want to know P, we want to get 600 every end of the year. So P over A, maknanya kita nak tahu berapakah nilai investment kita. Okay, 16% untuk 9 tahun. Okay, so just put this into the formula, we get this 4.6065 dalam formula sebelum ni lah. So kita memerlukan 2,763 sekarang. Letakkan di dalam investment. So jadi tiap-tiap tahun sampai 9 bulan, 9 tahun kita boleh dapat 600. Okay, jadi kalau you kira 6 kali 9 jadi berapa? 6 kali 9 berapa? Okay, put it in your chat box. Okay, simple mathematics. Very good, 54. Okay, 54. So sebenarnya dalam tempoh 9 tahun ni, you dapat setiap tahun 600, you sebenarnya memperoleh, okay, 5,400. Okay, tapi yang kita perlu ada adalah 27 sahaja. Okay, 27 sahaja. Oleh kerana growth yang 60%, kita mampu, okay, mendapat pulangan 600 setiap tahun. Jadi kalau kita tu smart, kita ada 2,007 letak dalam investment yang mungkin pergi bank rakyat dan sebagainya, dapat 600 ni, 600 ni bolehlah bayar insurans kereta, protect kereta, tak payahlah kita gunakan duit lain. Okay, dia akan berterusan. Letak 2,700 dan dia akan dapat untuk bayar insurans kereta. Okay, insurans kereta 200 berapa? 30 ke apa? Protect. Okay, insurans mungkin katakan ambil lagi insurannya 370. Okay, kereta kita pun dah bukan yang baru. Okay, so 600 tak payah ambil duit lain, ambil duit daripada sini. Dia berterusan sampai bila-bila selagi kita tak mengambil pokok 5,400 tadi. Okay, so there is another example here using the cement factory. Okay, I think this will be the last one before we break. We stop for today. Okay, how Houston American Cement tadi may generate a revenue base 50 million per year. Okay, the president of Brazilian parent company, okay, may have a reason to be quiet, pleased with the projection of simple reason that over the 5 years planning horizon, the expected revenue will total 250 million, okay, which is 50 million more than the initial investment. With a money worth of 10% per year, okay, money worth ni maknanya the I value lah. Okay, the I value, which is the interest. The money worth 10% per year. Address the following question from the president. Presiden nak tahu, will the initial investment be recovered over 5 years? Dia kata balik modal tak kalau kita dalam masa 5 tahun. Okay. And with the time value of money considered. If so, by how much extra in present verse fund. Okay, if not, what is the equivalent annual revenue base required for the recovery plus the 10% return of money? Okay, so the president would like to know this, so we have to make this analysis. We are using we want to know the present given A, okay, which is whether this A equal to 50 million per year for the next 5 years starting year 1, okay, at 10% per year is equivalent or less or greater than 200 million. Ingat tadi kita ada 200 million nak invest tadi kan. Okay, the cash flow is showing in this diagram. Diagram sebelum ni lah ingat. Okay, diagram 2.4. Okay. Okay, 2.4. Okay, I think since the time is out, I think I would like you to read this part and continue. The explanation is all are here. Okay, 2.6, 2.6. Okay, before we finish today, any question? Okay, saya nak tanya Akmal Darwish. Okay, apa yang kita belajar hari ni, Akmal?
Hari ni kita belajar pasal engineering ekonomi dan belajar pasal time value of money. Kita belajar pasal yang principle, kita belajar pasal growth rate, kira-kira macam tu.
Okay.
Lepas tu kita kita belajar pasal cash flow diagram.
Okay.
Lepas tu kita belajar pasal how time and interest affect money. Kita belajar pasal single amount factors yang FP, PF.
Okay.
Kita belajar cara kira. And then kita belajar yang uniform series pula. Yang P dengan A, dengan A dengan P. Lepas tu kita buat example.
Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, Wahidah Rohaimi, apa beza simple growth dengan compound growth?
Simple growth.
Yeah.
Simple growth, kalau macam compound growth, dia macam bunga atas bunga macam tu.
Okay.
Kalau simple growth, dia tak ada tambah macam tu.
Tak ada tambah lah, sekali lah kena kan?
Sekali kena je.
Okay, so compound ni lebih parah lah. Jadi kalau kita pergi buat pinjaman, kita tanya, saya punya interest ni compounded ke simple? Jadi sekarang boleh faham lah. Alright, so okay, I think that's all for today. Saya cuba cari beberapa soalan untuk buat exercise yang berkaitan. Okay, thank you very much. I see you again. Okay, quiz tak ada lagi ya. Saya cadang mungkin quiz saya nak buat the next class hari Rabu. Boleh quiz untuk inventory. Okay, quiz untuk inventory kita buat di akhir kelas pada hari Rabu selepas kelas tu. Okay, macam minggu lepas janji tak jadi kan. So jadi saya akan buat hari Rabu ni. Tajuknya adalah inventory dengan MRP sekali lah. Sebab MRP pun dah siap kan. Saya pun dah bagi tugasan tadi dalam WhatsApp. Okay, so we'll spend about 15 minit after kelas hari Rabu nanti untuk quiz. Okay, MRP dengan inventory. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.